Hello, my fellow readers. This is Dark Symphony 777, and welcome back to another pair of fan fiction readings. As always, links to the stories will be in the description below. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, click on that bell for notifications, and leave it a comment in the comment section below on your thoughts on the stories. And finally, it's my opinion. My opinion is not indicative of anyone in the world, so please respect that. So, the stories I am doing today is the greatest cooking challenge yet, and this another story, which we'll get to when I'm done with it, because it's not a long story, and I need to try and I also need to try and get through like a lot of my backlog. I have like 70 something stories in my backlog with like around 7-8 million words total. Granted, like I think most of that like a big chunk of that is actually just Tengu Misfortune, I believe. That's like 1 point, that's like over a million words long. I think it's like 1.5 million words. That's a long story. But yeah, so let us get started with the greatest cooking challenge, where Yuri and Bernadetta try and do the biggest thing ever: bagel making. And also, this story specifically is kind of also a birthday gift to a friend of mine. You know who you are. Happy birthday! I know your birthday was yesterday, but let me have this. Bernadetta had just sent off the latest version of her manuscript when a loud sigh came in from the kitchen. As much as she wanted to reread the document she had just sent and make last-minute corrections, she made herself close her laptop and pull herself out of her cozy armchair. In her fuzzy dragon slippers, Bernadetta patted her way into the kitchen. Yuri was still there, hunched over and rummaging through the fridge. He was wearing a simple, yet fitted t-shirt. His hair was in a loose braid, and his face looked freshly cleaned. It was a simple and clean look only Yuri could pull off, and it was a lack of pink eyeshadow that told Bernie they had no plans to go out. Bernie tightened her fluffy bathrobe around herself and stepped into the kitchen. "We're out of bagels," Yuri said without looking up. "Again?" Bernie rushed to stand next to him, and sure enough, when she peered into the fridge, she could not spot the dozen bagels she was positive had been there a few days ago. "Aww, bought some this week. I should have expected this would happen. I invited Baltius over when you were at the publisher's office." Yuri stood up and brushed a few strands of hair from his eyes, and Baltius brought Constance and Happy over with him. Of course, Ash decided to tag along, and he brought Annette and Ingrid. Sylvain came over to talk about my manuscript while you were at work, and Hubert and Ugar came to catch up, and Dorothy got jealous and that she didn't get invited, and she invited Pestra and Caspar. Bernadetta closed the fridge and crossed her arms across her chest. "Why do we keep inviting bagel thieves to our house? We need to make a new rule. No bagel stealing. If you want food, eat something else. Or make it yourself." "Yeah!" Bernadette cheered at the idea, and a light went off in her head. "Wait, why don't we try making them?" Making what? Bagels? Yuri looked at her with quizzical eyes, but not mockingly. Bernie had known him long enough to know when the little shine in his eyes meant he was mulling things over in his head. "Come on, Yuri," Bernadette said, jumping up a little. "It'll be fun! And you can help me take my mind off my manuscript." Yuri's eyes softened, but his mouth still twisted itself into his usual smirk. The deadline was today, wasn't it? He let out a dramatic sigh. It'd be something to add to our cooking repertoire. We can make a good dinner easy enough. But the most I made from scratch is a loaf of bread. Once. If we learned how to make bagels, we can make all kinds of bagels. Bernadette cat. What's with the bagels? So much obsession with bagels. They're beggars. Bernadette gasped at our realization. We can make everything. Blueberry bagels, chocolate chip bagels, onion bagels, cinnamon bagels, everything bagels. We can make all the bagels you want, Yuri said as he pulled out his phone. First, we need to learn how to make plain bagels. Oh, not pumpernickel raisin? You like the best bagels. Or Asiago bagels. Oh, if you ever had a fresh Asiago bagel, that's really good. Right, Bernadette settled down and nodded seriously. What do we need? Not too much. Yuri moved the phone down so Bernadette can see the recipe. A quick look at the ingredient and equipment list revealed that the two of them already had everything needed. It's not like we're newbies in the kitchen. Yeah, we got this, Bernadette held up a hand. Yuri laughed a little, but sure enough, he gave her the high five. But instead of leaving it at that, he took her hand in his and placed a quick lip kiss on her fingers. Bernadette giggled as she took back her hand. Let's do this. Going to get changed. I'll start getting everything out. Yuri said, was already moving towards the pantry. It's just bagels. I say we'll nail this first try. $10 say you won't. 2 hours had passed. Bernadette was in a proper pair of pants. Yuri had pulled his hair in a tight bun, and the two of them had aprons on. The kitchen countertop was a mess of flour and sugar, and a pale thing was now lying on a paper towel. That, that doesn't look like a bagel. Bernadette murmured as she looked over the twisted mess of what was supposed to be cooked dough. With only 2 fingers holding the spatula, Yuri carefully scooped up the thing and threw it in the trash. It is our first try. I'll sure look better next time around. Next time. Why did it melt? Yuri wondered. The mess had extended at this point. The flour and sugar had somewhat gotten onto the floor. The sink was half filled with dishes, and their newest attempt to create a bagel had resulted in only what could be called a bagel puddle. Bagel puddle? Is that even real? There ain't no way. There ain't no way. Bagel puddle. I'm looking this up. Liquid bagel. Liquid bagel. Nope, just showing pictures of bagels. I have no idea if that's even possible. Well, there we go. I don't know. I can't find anything online about bagels. That answered my question. I can't find anything online about bagels melting. Bernadette kept scrolling through page 3 of the search results, but something caught her eye. Something that was moving. It's alive! Bernadette yelled. The bagel sputtered and bubbled, launching droplets of burning hot water towards them. Bernie tugged on Yuri's sleeve. Kill it! Kill it! Kill it with fire! I got this! Yuri ran to the far cupboard and pulled out a pair of paper plates. With fast fingers, he deftly scooped up the bagel and ran into the trash bin. Open it! Open it! Bernadette opened the lid and let Yuri dump it all in the trash. She slipped the lid with a tad more force than was necessary, but it was a small piece of prey that saved her home. Oh no, Bernadette said aloud. We created we, we created a monster. Frankenstein, and the bagels are a monster. Ah! It's the night of the living bagels. First off, it's only 5 in the morning. In the afternoon, Yuri said. He put his hands on his shoulder and stealed her away from the trash. Second, we are not Frankenstein. The bagels are just cooperating with us. Bernie forced herself to breathe. Right. They're just being stubborn. We'll get it next time? Yuri nodded and raised his eyebrows at her. Right then. Third time's the charm. Third time later. Yuri and Bernadette stared at their foam-covered kitchen. They could barely only see the floor amid the spilled ingredients and foam. Something about Bernadette logically knew was their attempt at a bagel was stretched out across the stove. The sink was now completely full of dirty dishes, but the curtains that were above the sink were only slightly charred, so she would count this as a win. Knew it was a good idea to buy a fire extinguisher, she exclaimed. She looked up at Yuri, who was still holding the extinguisher in shock, and gave him the biggest grin she could imagine. Yuri hung his head and sighed. I hate to admit it. You were right about that idea. Yes! Bernadette jumped up and only realized her mistake afterward. She felt her feet slip on the messy floor, and she flailed her arms wildly as she fell backwards. A loud clank echoed across the kitchen. Bernadette caught her breath when she realized she hadn't fallen to the floor. She finally released it when she saw Yuri's face hanging over her. He sighed in relief, and the arm that caught her tightened just a bit. Bernie let him pull her upright, but then stopped her cheeks from flushing. Sorry. For what? Yuri's face fell back into a smirk. Fam saving you from landing in a mound of foam. Bernadette pouted him. Yuri. A tiny hiss cut her off. The two of them followed the sound of the noise, and their eyes lay on the fire extinguisher that lay near Yuri's feet. Yuri, Bernadette said without looking away from the extinguisher. Drop the fire extinguisher when you tried to catch me. Bernie heard Yuri click his tongue. Yep. Were you being serious when you said the fire extinguishers could burst if someone dropped them hard enough? Yes. Bernadetta said meekly. She barely had time to process Yuri throwing her over her shoulder and sprinting out of the kitchen. He rushed them into the living room, and just when Bernadetta was about to say something, a forceful pop boomed through the house. Yuri set Bernadetta down wordlessly and tiptoed his back to the kitchen. His way back to the kitchen. One. Okay. Bernadetta followed suit, and she felt relief seep into every bit of her body when she saw that no extra damage had been done to the kitchen. Yes, it was still a mess, but all the fire extinguisher did was let out more foam. Yay! Our kitchen's okay! Bernadetta cheered, but stopped right after. Oh no, we're gonna have to clean this up, aren't we? Yuri said nothing. He walked out of the kitchen, rummaged around for a while, and came back with every cleaning supply they had. Thought we were good cooks. Me too. Bernadetta agreed as she grabbed a mop. Maybe this is a sign. Maybe it's the spirit of the bagels. That's telling us we can't do it. Spirits of the bagels. Oh, spirit god, please let us make the bagels. We just want to enjoy our bagels and to stop all our friends from taking them because for they are bagel thieves. And the bagel god comes down and says, "You must share the bagels, for the bagels are for everyone. Now pray for the bagels. Pray! You're not praying!" Nonsense, Yuri said. His back was straight and his eyes were looking forward. I refuse to let something as trivial as a bagel stop us. We're gonna clean this up, do this again, and we will finish making that bagel. Bernadetta gripped the mop harder. You're right. No bagel can stop us. It had been several hours since they had started. The kitchen was now clean, free of flour, sugar, and foam. The dishes had been washed and put away, leaving only a shiny kitchen countertop. Even the curtains looked all right, with the charred bits of fabric looking almost decorative. But most importantly, just the one side of the stove was cooling rack filled to the brim with shining bagels. Yes, we did it! Bernadette raised her arms in triumph. Go, Bernie and Yuri! About time. Now, this for what? 7 hours? Yuri wiped his forehead with the sleeve. He had already taken their aprons to the washing machine and was now looking over their creation with a smug little smile. Bernadetta grabbed one of the bagels and cut it in half. The scent of fresh bread filled her nose, so strong it nearly drowned out the scent of cleaning products. She cut up a small piece and held up for Yuri. Try it. Try it. Yuri grabbed the bagel piece and launched it in his mouth. He chewed on it carefully, taking his time to see how it tasted. When he finally swallowed, he grinned. Yes! Berta yelled. She ran over to the fridge and pulled out the cream cheese. We actually did it. We actually spent a whole afternoon trying to make bagels. Yuri asked as he set down the plates. Mm-hmm. Bernadette felt her face flush as she cut up a second bagel. I like it. A hand came to rest on her cheek. Me too, Yuri said. He let his fingers play with the strands of her hair near her ear, twisting and turning her hair against her skin. Bernadette ducked her head and got his helper because she couldn't stop blushing. There was a sudden rumble that filled the kitchen. Yuri and Bernadette looked at each other, realizing that the rumble had come from both their stomachs, and laughed. I guess we're hungry, Bernadette said between giggles. Yuri, per usual, was the first to recover. Out we are! Come on! Pass me the cream cheese so we can actually eat these things. Bernadette obliged. She passed him the container, and just as his fingers touched her, he leaned down and pressed a gentle kiss to her lips. You're right, she exclaimed, still laughing. Kiss him later. I'm hungry. All right, all right. Yuri turned around and got to work. As you wish, my dear. Bernadette left and lay in her arms on the countertop. She watched Yuri prepare the bagels, and something about the moment struck her. Despite the hectic day, Yuri was still there, calm and steady. He glanced over to her and smiled. He turned back to the bagels without saying a word. Yay, she thought, realizing it had been an hour since she last thought about manuscripts and deadlines. Today was a good day. And without looking away from Yuri, Bernadette lay in her head on her arms and smiled. That is the greatest cooking challenge yet. It's short, it's sweet. I have nothing more to say. I just noticed that one grammar error with right here. I think the author just simply forgot to put way in his way back to the kitchen. I just honestly think he probably forgot about that word because everything else is perfect. There's even there's a little sweet moment. There's comedy. It's a sweet short story. So I would give this story 5 out of 5. Really, it's a really entertaining story. But we're not done yet. We're in crazy territory now. Megumin overthrows the government. That's right. We're going back to Konosuba. I was disappointed with that story involving Kazuma getting the harem. I want comedy. Okay. Okay. Megumin overthrows the government by Megutalia. Let's do this. I'm just kidding. Open sesame. Let's start. I'm pissed off. I'm a crimson demon. We have bad tempers, so this is pretty normal. Except this time, I'm upset for a really good reason. It all started when my party defeated the Demon King. We were lauded as heroes of Belzerg, received a handsome reward, everything you would expect from such an important achievement. Yet the whole party knew, in the back of our minds, the moment Kazuma landed that final blow, he began betrayal to the Princess of Belzerg, Iris. Iris is a nice girl. She's kind, compassionate, thoughtful. She'd make a good queen, sure. They always have a rivalry over Kazuma, but she's always backed off in the end. She knew her place. Kazuma sees her like a little sister character. The line between that and romance is a big blurry for them. She'll be quite attractive when she's older, with long blonde hair, deep blue eyes, and almost certainly a bigger bust than mine. Wait a minute. Am I seriously getting jealous over a 12-year-old? Yes. Yes, I am. I get quite jealous over Cosmo, to be honest. Cosmo says it's annoying, but I think deep down he appreciates my dedication. So why am I angry right now? Well, you see, today one of Iris's retainers, Lame, came to the mansion. None of us girls were home. I was off shopping for Magic Robe. Aqua was buying alcohol, of course, and Darkness was training, being hit. Cosmo was sleeping in, as he often does. When we got back, we discovered that Cosmo was missing, and found a letter on the doorstep. To the members of Sato Kazuma's party, as you are aware, as the adventurer who slayed the Demon King, Kazuma is engaged to Belzerg's stylish sword Iris. The king anticipated that this would cause an incident, and so ordered that Cosmo be brought to the capital while you were otherwise occupied. The wedding is in 1 month. To the Demon Slayer's previous lover, a monthly alimony of 1,000,000 Eris will be provided. Please find the first payment enclosed. It saddens me to write to you under these circumstances. My apologies, Lame. 1,000,000? They think you buy me off with chum change? I'm currently fuming while Aqua and Darkness try to calm me down. It's not working very well. We can rescue him, right? He rescued me from an arranged. He rescued me from arranged marriage. It's only fair, but he's legally engaged to her. All the countries around us are allies. They turn us over for sure. I'm a goddess. Surely there's something I can do. I know. Of course, Aqua's confidence is completely unfounded. She has no idea how to deal with this problem. Of course she doesn't. She's Aqua. I waited long enough. There's only one answer. I'm going to overthrow the government. What? Megumin! You can't. It's high treason to execute on sight. Don't care. They took my man. I'm out for revenge. If I die trying, so be it. Darkness had a horrified expression on her face. Megumin, think about a war like that would don't care. Darkness doesn't have anything to say to that. Aqua has a contemplative look on her face. She's having an intelligent thought, for once. Well, it's not like the Axis cults are big supporters of the government. Really? In fact, the Axis cults are among the most prosecuted groups in Belzerg. Oh no. Here she goes again. They have to pick a state religion, they have to pick the air, and they pick the Ares cult. Unbelievable. The Axis cult believes in tolerance and freedom, letting people live as they please. The Ares cults are just a bunch of no good prudes. At least they're not a bunch of lollicons for priests. Hey! You take that back! But it's true. Or are you going to denounce your own teachings about lolicon acceptance? I wonder. Do you want my help or not? Huh. 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 Yeah. Huh. Aqua's stupid. Sure, she wasn't that stupid. Why would she ever agree to this? It's basically a suicide mission. Wait. Why are you so eager to help? Getting suspicious. Aqua's giving me an indulgent look. They had gone too far this time. As a goddess, I believe that love is one of the most important things in the world. For a government to claim to have a religion to do this, it's a crime. Even Eris, to prove that she believes in love. This is a crime against love. It is unacceptable. Aqua, and their tax on the Axis Church are too high. I know it. I was telling the truth. Sure, the goddesses don't lie. I roll my eye. Bullshit. It was definitely about the tax money. Well, you know what they say. You can't always choose your allies. Okay? Thanks, Aqua. I'll get you a lot of alcohol. I promise. No need. This revolution will pay for itself with all that time. I mean, that is what friends are for, right? Aqua's motives are highly suspect. Greedy goddess. Darkness, looks like she's having a hard time deciding what to do. If I help you, God, to torture me. There's no way. It's dangerous. I might get hurt. She's hugging her chest, imagining all the things the government will do to abandon rebels. Darkness, cut the crap. I'll protect my party no matter what, even if I end up getting tortured. This sick, disgusting, perverted girl. What a waste of beauty. But hey, use all the help I can get. Okay, Darkness, up to the team. Aqua, you go to Alcaridia to recruit the Axis cult. I'll go to the Crimson Demon Village. And Darkness, you can buy as much manatite as we can afford. Manatite? For my explosions, of course. There's not going to be much left of the castle when we're done. Darkness looks a bit disturbed at just how violent this revolution is going to be. But she doesn't look like she's changing her mind. Well, an occasion like this demands a coast. Aqua brought out a bottle of wine and some fruit juice for me. Hey, enough to drink, you know. That's funny. I'll accept defeat on this one. I am quite small. And the last time I drank, I discovered my tolerance to indeed be abysmal. I'm a total lightweight. For Kazuma, for justice, for liberty, for money for the Axis cult. I mean, death to tyranny, and not with that we drink to the revolution. I've been kidnapped. My name is Sato Kazama, an adventurer who slayed the Demon King, and I've been kidnapped by the royal family. You see, I have to marry Iris in 1 month. I pray that Megumin doesn't do anything stupid. But with the fever I have with the goddess of good fortune, this prayer is impossible to heed. Megumin will do something rash. The question is what? Oni-chan. Iris came bursting into my room. She's like my cute little sister, except now she's my fiance. Not a lolicon. I didn't set up this marriage. She comes to my bed, where I'm just sitting, and plops down next to me. Put my arm around her shoulder. Did I mention that she's cute? What is it, Iris? She looks at me with a worried expression. Are you still upset about this marriage? Yeah, I know it's not your fault. I told Dad he didn't have to. That was not very epic of him. Cringe. I feel a smile creeping onto my face. Iris talking in slang. It's one of my proudest achievements. Do you think we can convince him? Nah. Maybe Jarvis will be a gamer and help us. That would be lit. That would. But Oni-chan, what if we can't? Oh, man, well, I don't know. Megumin's gonna cry an ocean, and I wouldn't mind Oni-chan. Whoa! Hold up! FBI couldn't. I swear, I didn't do it. I'm innocent. I'm not dense, you know. I know how you feel about me. Iris is blushing furiously now, but I don't want Boss to get mad at me. Iris, Megumin is mad at you. I promise. She knows you didn't ask for this. You're doing the right thing, Iris. Even though it's hard, you'd be a good queen. And this is just our little secret. You're in second place. Darkness is miles behind you. Oni-chan. I wouldn't mind being wife number two. I'm not morally opposed to polygamy. I just know that end up bitter if I tried it. Megumin is enough. Megumin is would murder me. You'll find someone. I promise. What's the fish in the sea? If only father would let me fish. I just arrived in Alcarandia. As the goddess Aqua herself, surely they'll heed my call for rebellion. Followers of Axis fate, heed the words of the divine. Kusama, Aquasama! A small crowd has formed in the town square. It deserve more than a small crowd. Bring forth the townspeople. I have divine knowledge to impart. Soon the whole city was gathered. My followers! The evils of the kingdom have become too much to bear. The time is upon us for a revolution. The government discriminates against us. They chose the wrong religion, and they brand us as perverts and sinners. Nothing could be further from the truth. They are just prudes. Eris pads her chest. What business does a country have worshipping a goddess who pads? They collect taxes on the Axis Church, yet the nobles get away with fraud. And the worst offense, they have abducted the man who saved their kingdom from the Demon King and forced him to marry their princess. Think of poor Megumin. This government dares interfere with the loving of lollies. It's sick, I'm telling you. This is tyranny. The crowd is in an uproar. Death to the crown! For love! For lollies! The speech meant well. Freedom is in the air. I gathered a collection of talents and magic uses to bring back to Axel. They will help plan this holy war. Later, I'll come back for reinforcements. The days of Eris supremacy are numbered. Feel it. Poor Aqua. Aqua, why are you so stupid? Um, Powerful mages of the Crimson Demon Clan, heed my call. Megumin, what the hell are you doing? Shut up, youngin. Does anyone here know voice amplification magic? Voice amplify? Sometimes spells have underworld names. My fellow demons, I have terrible news to deliver. My lover, the fabled Demon King Slayer Sato Kazuma, has been abducted by the government. Gas spread to the crowd. I continue. This is inexcusable. It is a crime. Will they take it next? My magic? Your magic? We have rights, damn it. We have a right to use our magic as we so please. And we have a right to love our magic and to cherish it. Not just our magic. Us demons have big hearts. We won't let tyrants take the things we love. Not our magic. Not our friends. Not our lovers. Do you understand the evil that lurks in the capital? I can hear the faint murmurs of the village discuss what I said. Yeah, they restrict the teaching of dark magic. They place heavy taxes on manatite. But most importantly, my dear mother is speaking. Good. A sympathetic voice will stir up the crowd. They hurt my child. One crimson demon harmed. The whole village isn't up in arms. That's right, Mom. What say you, comrades? To fight this evil, we have but one choice. Revolution! Their mages are weak and in small numbers. We can defeat them! And with the help of the Axis cult, we will! The Axis religion may be a nuisance, but they are allies in this fight. With my explosion magic, the castle will be reduced to rubble. Yeah! For freedom! For Megumin! With my comrades thoroughly roused to arms, I pick up a few of the village top mages to come back with me to Axel. Yun was still hesitant. I managed to convince her. We'll need some good strategists. So I cooked Yun's father as well. The whole village will come the day of the battle, though. It will truly be a day for the history books. The council is about to begin. The council is what I all call the group of Crimson Demon and Axis cultists we've gathered for war planning purposes. Aqua's out with darkness, gathering a ship on Manatite. 1 billion heirs birth. Plan to use every last stone. Mega Man, open the door. This bag's really heavy. Darkness and Aqua come inside carrying a large bag of Manatite. I feel my eyes glowing just looking at it. As the goddess in intention, I call the session to order. Aqua is proving to be an enthusiastic member of the resistance. She must really hate paying taxes. Yeah, she must really hate paying taxes for her beer. So much beer. Why she drinks so much beer? I will never know. We devise a plan. Megumin and the Axis Priest will climb up to this hill. Cecily puts out a capital map of the capital, where we protect our precious Megumin from threats. Cecily, I'm not really happy about this pervert being on our side, but at least she's motivated. Megumin will cap the castle with explosion. I will cast curses on any soldier who comes too close. I'll go too. Yin Yin has grown more sympathetic to the cause over the past week. Ranged offensive magic will be more effective than curses. Good thinking, daughter. And the rest of the Kitchen demons will come into on your signal, Megumin, depending on how long the key takes to surrender. Well, seems like we have a plan. Session adjourned. I ended up stopping the meeting early. Turns out that our coalition is kind of overpowered. Our strategy is dead simple, but even so, the king doesn't have the resources to withstand our firepower. It's the day of the battle. Rumors have started to spread an axle of political discontent, so we couldn't delay it any further. The wedding is 1 week away, or it would be if I didn't have anything to say about it. Megumin, you ready? As ready as I'll get. I can cast Explosion without chanting, so I should be able to rapid fire. Well, here goes. Explosion! 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 The barrier is strong, but not as strong as the Demon King's. This'll be easy. The barrier makes a low groaning noise, like a tree bending under its weight before it falls. The sound strikes the ground around me, but as much as my explosions, I look at the barrier and see cracks from around it. Sirens blare as the capital enters lockdown. The capital is under attack. All forces focus on the hill in the northeast. Shit, that's quicker than expected. I focus on the barrier. Just a bit more. The barrier shatters. The force of so much magical enemy being freed nearly knocks me off my feet. Which tower is Kazuma in? The east! Explosion! 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 The other 3 towers crumble. Ha! Take that, Belzerg. Megumin, they're here. I can see a group of soldiers heading our way. Yin, I got this. Surrender now or face my wrath. You brat, you'll pay for explosion. And they're gone. Megumin, your adventure card. It's glowing. Yin pulls it out. You just gained 10 levels. Must have been high level soldiers. Megumin, you just killed dozens of people. What's wrong with you? They're enemies. They sealed their face when they took up arms before this rotten country. Yin looks shell-shocked. It is really so long to relish the feeling of vanquishing one's enemies. Yin must not be devoted to the cause. More groups of soldiers come our way. I dispose of them in the same way, taking pot shots at the castle when I can. I feel my nose start to bleed. Oni-chan, this castle's under attack. Iris grabs onto me as we rush up the tower. They're castle guard, not the gates. I'm panting heavily. Among the sea of explosions, 3 hit the castle towers, leaving only the one we just left standing. Collapsed to the rubble with a deafening thud. What's going on? I don't know, Oni-chan. I hug her tightly. I thought life was supposed to be safe after the Demon King. Your Highness, news from the battlefield. The attack is being led by Megumin. Fuck! I knew she'd do something. It's a bit extreme, don't you think? The army has taken heavy losses. Half our soldiers are dead. This is bad news. She's probably here to free me. I don't really support her methods. Suddenly I hear her voice, amplified by magic. 2 of the citizens of Belzerg and the soldiers who claim to protect them. This government has committed great evils. The courts are corrupt. The people are taxed while the rich hide. And they stole my boyfriend, damn it! Your Highness, the King, surrender now and no one else gets hurt. We don't negotiate with terrorists! Explosion! 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 Advisors rush to the King's side. Iris and I make our way too. We need to surrender. Preposterous! Why have we sustained such heavy losses? Megumin is sole responsible for the deaths. They were all just vaporized. Oh my god. This is not happening. The girl I love did not just kill thousands of soldiers with families. Iris pulled me in a type of planes. Oni-chan, I'm so sorry. This is your fault. The king turns to us. It pains me. We need to eliminate her. No, father, please. Iris. I feel like my art's about to break in two. There's nothing we can do. Megumin chose his path. Oni-chan! We sob as the battle rages on, knowing full well the fate of the Crimson Demon girl who came here to save me. I feel nothing inside, empty inside, knowing that this battle has cost so many lives already, that Megumin will die. For nothing. Damn this cruel world! Surrender now, you fool! I become numb to the number of soldiers I killed so far. I only did it because I had to. Why is the king so stubborn? Megaman, Iris, and Kazuma have left the castle. All right, begin Operation Delta. Yun Yun lets off a flare to signal the Crimson Demons. Thought that was all we had? Ding again! Demon Squad! Fire! The word fire was chosen carefully, you see. First, the mages used to create oil to douse the castle. With all the manatite they had available, streams could keep flowing. Next, Fireball ignites the oil. With a brilliant glow, streams of fire began to cover the castle. Surrender! You have nothing left. I used my explosion magic to obliterate what remains of the castle. The pile of rubber is filled with pieces of wood from the interior. It burns easily, sending a pillar of smoke into the air. We surrender! Since the king has finally regained his wits, huh? The flamethrowers stop and aqua weezes create water to douse the flames. We will list our demands. Firstly, Satoru Kazuma will become returned to our custody. I looked over at Aqua. We actually gone quite over this a bit. The royal family and nobilities will be stripped of all power, and a parliament elected by the people will replace it. Aqua states the next demand. The Axis faith will be established as the state religion. I whisper in her ear. She groans but acquiesces. Alongside the heiress fate, neither church will pay taxes, the use of magic will be unrestricted, and the high tax placed on the Mennonite removed, and so on and so forth. Our list of demands were actually quite long, but we eventually finished. Off in the distance, I can see Kazuma and Iris running towards me. Megumin! It's been a long time since I've seen her. She looks at me with a warm smile, but I can't return it. Not on the battlefield, like this. I pause, catch my breath. Iris is standing beside me. You toppled the fucking government! Are you sane? Do you know how many people you just killed? She pulls out her adventurer card. 5,907. I begged them to surrender, consider that they were outmatched, but the king refused. The deaths, they bother me too. I'm sorry it had to be like this. He noticed the other party. I noticed it. He noticed his other party members. What are you doing here? Aqua? Darkness? You guys nuts? You know what the sentence is for high treason? My party members respond in sync. As to death, look, I'm a goddess, right? Holy words don't faze me. The Axis space has been persecuted for far too long, and interfering with lolly love? Unforgivable. Hey! Hey! Megumin and I were simultaneously outraged at the useless goddess. Well, useless for everything except violent political revolution. Apparently she was good at that. I'm just here to support my party. I was worried they kept her in torture. Enough darkness. Let's go home. I'm gonna need a nice, long bath before dealing with the headache you caused. Iris, you can come if you want. I have incredibly mixed feelings about this, but I'll go with Oni-chan. Boss isn't an enemy anymore. Alright. Teleport! The next few days were stressful to say the least. Celia Union and her father handled the transfer of power to the new government. El Oro sent an ambassador to the conference as a show of support. Celia, along with the head priest of the Exels, Era's church is now serving as interim prime minister until elections can be held. Kazuma Kazuma was not thrilled about the war, but he's coming to terms with it. I am too, to be honest. I was blinded by passion in the fight, by a desire to win, but now the full weight of the lies I claimed is clear. Do I have regrets? Of course. But blame also lies with the monarchy for kidnapping him in the first place. That was wholly unnecessary. I don't regret what I did to Belzerg. I regret the casualties. Megumin? Yeah. Kazuma was sitting next to me on the couch. He placed his arm on my shoulder. When you decided to go to war, did you feel like you had no other choice? I did. What else could I have done other than let you marry Iris? Kazuma. You think we'll ever go back to just being us? We gone through a lot together, but this war was different. This war was about us. I'm not sure if I can live with that. Do I regret the war? I don't have any other choice. So I suppose I don't. The very thing that was meant to bring us together ended up pulling us apart. Megumin, I still love you. No amount of bloodshed would ever change that. But the guilt, Megumin. Sometimes I wonder if he'll ever get better. That's the hardest thing our relationship have ever been through. I killed for him. That's a high price to pay for love. Maybe we'll make it through this. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll end up marrying Iris anyway. That possibility hurt the most. They all say all that's good in love and war. How naive. This is only like 4,000 words. Um, the story is way too short. Why is it so short? Honestly, this should have been longer. I don't really have anything else to say besides why is it short? It should be twice as long. It should be more. It should have more lolly jokes or Aqua being Aqua. Come on, because Aqua's best girl. Don't deny it. Aqua's precious. Um, and maybe like the whole thing with like assassination, like where like you talk about assassination and it's like, oh, we surrender. There should have been more. That's all I'm saying. I still think it's a good story. So those are the two stories I did a reading of today. I'll see you next time. This has been Dark Symphony 777 and cut.